promise that you'll catch me.
Hey guys, Jazz back with another video. In this video, we're going to go over Jimmy G's monster contract. 5 years, $137 million, highest paid player in the NFL. Does this mean that Kirk Cousins' contract is going to be the next big deal that's going to happen? Is his deal going to surpass Jimmy G's? I know a lot of people are saying like the happiest person right now is Kirk Cousins because now he gets to sign an even bigger deal because he has a bigger resume, this, that, and the third. Not necessarily the case, because the reason why I think Jimmy G got this deal is because of his potential. A lot of people think his ceiling is a lot higher than Kirk Cousins. So just because Jimmy G, who only started 7 games in his career, is the highest paid NFL player in the world, in the league, doesn't mean that Kirk Cousins' deal is going to top his. Here's why. It's similar to when you see like college players coming out. Whenever they go back for that extra year, like they go back for their senior year when they probably would have been the first round pick, a lot of times when they come back into the draft, they're not the first round pick, because as evaluators get to see a little bit more of them, the more they see of them, the more flaws they find in their game, and they start nitpicking at it and they bring them down and bring their grade down. That's the same thing that's going to happen to Kirk Cousins. He's got more games out there for them to see. A lot of people, if you see a lot of these sports radio talk shows, all they say is he's an average quarterback. He can't make your team better. He's a really solid quarterback, but not a great quarterback because he's put in so many games in. See, now Jimmy G had put in 2 years of him showing him, and he's still a middle-of-the-road quarterback. Then his potential, his ceiling, wouldn't be seen as high. The reason his ceiling is shown high is because he's played 7 games. They've won all 7 games. And towards the end of the season, he put in some even better games, really good games. But if you look at his season total, his yards, touchdowns, and everything isn't amazing, isn't something crazy. But again, they're buying in on his potential, not his finished product as what he is right now. A lot of people think that Jimmy G has the potential to be a top 5 quarterback, while a lot of people don't feel the same thing about Kirk Cousins. That's why I believe that Kirk Cousins' deal won't be that big. I don't believe Kirk Cousins will get a bigger deal than Jimmy G unless he gets into a bidding war with 2 teams that really want him. But it doesn't look like to be that team that really wants Kirk Cousins at the moment. There are some good teams that can really use him, like Jacksonville. But now with Blake Bortles getting hurt, it guarantees his contract for this year. And then you got Denver, and then there's no other like playoff type team that's in contention. And I am of the mindset that whoever signs Kirk Cousins could be looking at a really good player. And I'm going to compare him to a potential Hall of Famer who Kirk Cousins' career is really comparing to in a separate video. Probably the next video I drop about that, comparing Kirk Cousins to a Hall of Fame quarterback, a future Hall of Fame quarterback in his career right now, as it projects, it compares very well to another future Hall of Famer that I'm going to get to in a separate video. But now, while I'm going to defend the 49ers because, I mean, they're going after their quarterback, they believe in him, they want to show, you know, I think they kind of slightly overpaid for him. I mean, I don't know. This is my thing. All right, guys, so this is his game log for this year. Obviously, the first game he got in, it was the Seattle game. I think he had 1 rushing touchdown. That's the touchdown he had right here. Then the next 3 games, he didn't play against some of the better defenses. I mean, Chicago, Houston, Tennessee, not the greatest, and he only had 2 touchdowns in those 3 games. But again, he showed more potential down the road. He played Jacksonville, had 3 touchdowns against Jacksonville. Then he played the Rams, who played their backups, and he had 2 touchdowns. So he had 1 really good game, you would say, and the rest of them were like so-so. But here's the thing. Team went 5-0 with him as a starting quarterback. The Patriots last year with him as a starting quarterback went 2-0. So, like, people see that. They feel like he brings up his team. He carries them. Again, you're talking about a 49ers team who only had won 1 game leading up to this 5-game winning streak. So, people look at that and look at his leadership, not just the raw stats and numbers. They believe he's a leader of men and can, you know, elevate his team to another level, which he did show that, and that's why he's going to see that. But we haven't seen that through a whole season. We haven't seen that for multiple seasons. And when you see someone get the deal that he got, you know, you expect them to be a little bit more, have a little bit more of a background in actually doing this, and didn't just put together a couple of good games. So it's very risky what the 49ers are doing, because there's been plenty of quarterbacks who've shown a nice little hot streak, and boy, did Jimmy G pick the right time to go 5-0 to end the season. Did he pick the right time to have 2 good games to end the season off, and now he's the highest paid player in the NFL. But the smart thing that they did do is that they front-loaded this contract. So, I mean, it's not smart if he turns out to be absolutely terrible, because then you're guaranteed to give him all this money. But they front-loaded this whole deal, so like towards the end of his deal, he's only going to be making like low 20s only like 22, 21 million a year, so it won't hurt the cap that much when they expect to be really good and have to re-sign a lot of these young players that they have right now. So they think it's going to be a future cap-friendly deal because this year they have a lot of cap room, so he's going to take up a lot of that cap room. So then in the future, when a lot of new, their younger players are up for new deals, they'll have enough because he won't, be taking up 30 million, 30-something million, which most of these quarterbacks in the next 3 or 4 years, like these superstar quarterbacks, Aaron Rodgers and the sort, they're going to start demanding like 30-something million dollars a year. So again, Jimmy G's cap number won't be that big, and hopefully they're believing by the time 3 years come, he's probably a top 5 quarterback, and we're paying him 22 million a year, and it's going to take us into a dominant position in the NFL because we're not paying our quarterback top tier money at that point, and we have a really good team around them. So that's what they're hoping for. I see the plan, and they're kind of smart in front loading the deal, but this can completely backfire in their face if Jimmy G absolutely flames out and isn't what people project him out to be. Because again, they're going off his potential. He doesn't have a long resume to prove this contract, to deserve this contract. But again, they're buying in on his potential, similar to what teams do when they draft players, who don't have a long resume, only have 1 year as a starter in college, and they take them ahead of somebody who had 3 years of really good top tier play, but they showed warts by, playing those extra years. Sometimes it's actually better to just play 1 good year in college, and people just see, oh my God, he has a few things he needs to work on, but he's a really young player, only had 1 year of experience. He gets in here with us, we'll fix him up. When they see a player who's had 3 years and he's still making some type of little mistakes, they're like, oh, maybe he won't be, easy to fix and this, that. And that's how those guys fall. And that's a similar thing that's happening to Kirk Cousins. That's why I don't believe that Kirk Cousins will get as big a deal unless 2 teams get into a bidding war with him. So that's pretty much it, guys. Hopefully you guys enjoyed the video. If you guys believe Jimmy G deserves a deal, I mean, I don't know who would believe he actually deserves a deal, or he'll actually, you can believe that he will make the deal worth it. But he doesn't deserve this deal with only 7 games played to be the highest paid player in the NFL. You can't justify that. But if he, his potential comes out and he is what everybody believes him to be, what the people who really believe in him and the people who actually gave him all this money, then it'll be worth it. But then I got a future video about the Kirk Cousins, and I have a really good comparison to him. A very good future Hall of Fame comparison that I have to him that you guys probably will be interested if you enjoyed this video. Hopefully you guys did, and if you guys did enjoy the video, please make sure to leave a like down below. If you're new to the channel, please make sure to subscribe. Till next time, guys.